Welcome back to the channel. We're back on our Spider-Man Commander deck profile today with Mysterio, Master of Illusion. For 3 and a blue, you get a 3/3 where when Mysterio enters, create a 3/3 blue illusion villain creature token for each non-token villain you control. Exile those tokens when Mysterio leaves the battlefield. So we have plenty of ways to make sure that we can blink Mysterio. This way, as we get more non-token villains on the battlefield, we create more token villains. He counts as a villain himself. So just blinking himself gives him that token back, even if we blocked with that creature. Or overall, just a lot of ways to give us a lot of villains in this deck to make sure we get plenty of tokens. We also get some copies of him, breaking the legend rule with this deck as well. But let's get into it card by card. Starting us off with Arcane Signet. He is a 4-mana commander, so we're going to need a little bit of mana. Blade of Cells, equip creature as Miriam. Unfortunately, the tokens do go away when you do the multiple copies and at the end of the combat phase. But still, sometimes you may just have a way to sacrifice those creatures in order to get the benefit off of them while they're still here. Conjurer's Closet, another way to blink Mysterio so that we could up the number of tokens that we have. Why be stuck at 0 tokens when you blink him, getting a fresh new set of tokens? Helm of the Host, giving us a second Mysterio. This will be a token copy, and it doesn't break the legend rule. So, you still only get one additional one because you only have one non-token villain. But still, one's better than nothing. Lithoform Engine, giving us a double the number of tokens anytime Mysterio enters, copying that ability, or just copying Mysterio if we need to. Maskwood Nexus, allowing everything to be a villain. We want to make sure we have as many villains as possible, and there's not a lot. So, what better way to do it than Shapeshifters? Mirror Box, allowing us to break the legend rule. This way, when we create multiple copies of Mysterio, we get multiple Mysterios rather than just being stuck at one Mysterio. Mirror Gallery, once again, legend rule does not apply, allowing us to break the legend rule. Panharmonicon, doubling up the number of tokens that we get when Mysterio enters. Also, doubles the amount of times it happens. So, if it did count token creatures, it would get even more. But unfortunately, it doesn't. Sapphire Medallion for some cost reduction. Soul Ring for some additional mana. Stronic Resonator, another way to double up on that ability from when he enters. So you get that ability again. And Swiftfoot Boots. Well, did I not put Lightning Greaves in here? Huh, I put Swiftfoot Boots but no Lightning Greaves. Anyway, just a good way to get some creatures haste, or just an overall good source of protection. Adaptive Automaton, other creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. Our tokens are villains, so those do count for that count, giving us some additional stat boosts, making Mysterio into a 4/4 himself as well. Pretty fun ability. He doesn't. Yeah, he's also a villain himself, so that helps us out there. Alchemax, Slayer Bots, it's a villain, so we'll take what villains we can get. Whenever this creature enters, tap target creature and opponent controls, put a stun counter on it. We're going to be attacking quite a bit. This makes it so we could swing in for some damage, especially if our opponent's playing Voltron. I don't know, I couldn't think of the word there. Sorry. Meeboy, Changeling. It's a Changeling. It's every creature type, meaning it's a villain, meaning it gets us another 3/3 blue illusion villain token. Beetle, Legacy Criminal, another villain that's flying for 3/3. Pay 2, exile this card from your graveyard. She is a, legendary creature, so we'll have to build a commander deck around her eventually. But she's one that just gives you some +1/+1 counters. Doesn't really do much herself. Bloodline Pretender, giving us another villain there. Getting some +1/+1 counters himself. Whenever another creature of the chosen type enters the battlefield, doesn't care if it was cast. So those tokens buff up Bloodline Protector a lot. Clone, in order to double up the number of Mysterios we have. Mysterio is the master of illusions after all, so may as well have him go up in smoke. Curiosity Crafter, whenever a creature token you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. With all these villain tokens we're creating, may as well have them swing in for some damage, getting you some draw power while you're at it. Displacer Kitten, another way to blink Mysterio so we could get those fresh new set of tokens. So we could swing in with the tokens, potentially take out some of our opponent's stuff. And see where we're at after that. Doc Ock, Sinister Scientist, 5 mana, 4/5. He's a villain. As long as there are 8 more cards in your graveyard, his base power and toughness 8/8. And as long as you control another villain, which we're gonna, he is hexproof. But overall, just good villain, good stat line, good ability. Doc Ock's Henchman, allowing us another villain on the battlefield. Whenever his creature attacks, it connives, potentially getting pretty strong itself. We tend to want it on the battlefield more than we want to swing in, so we're not going to swing it with too often, but could be fun when we do. Flesh Duplicate, another way to get a second copy of Mysterio on the battlefield, especially if we have Mirror Box, Mirror Gallery on the battlefield. If not, we keep it around just for returns and get those villain tokens in the meantime. Flying Octobot, whenever a villain you control enters, including the villain tokens, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Only happens once each turn, so it'll count either Mysterio or the villain bots entering. But still, could be quite a strong creature for only 2 mana, especially with a way to blink Mysterio every turn. Krovian Mist, power and toughness are equal to the number of illusions on the battlefield. Like I said, Mysterio, master of illusions. His robots are also I don't know, I keep saying robots. His tokens are also illusions, so helps us get quite a strong Krovian Mist. Mechanical Monster, another villain, enters exile to 1 target creature card. Nope, not creature card. Card from a graveyard. Target creature you control connives. Potentially getting Mysterio a little bit stronger, but just nice to remove something from an opponent's graveyard. Min, Wily Illusionist, giving us some more illusions. Whenever an illusion you control dies, aka whenever all of our tokens get removed, you may put a permanent card with mana value less than or equal to that creature's power from your hand onto the battlefield, allowing us this way when we blink Mysterio, we lose all those tokens, then we have them come back, we get those tokens fresh, but when we lost those tokens, we got some more villains on the battlefield potentially. Mirror Image, another second copy of Mysterio onto the battlefield. Mistwalker, Changeling, it's a good thing to count as a villain. Moth Dust Changeling, not a good Changeling. Tap an untapped creature you control, give them flying on turn, potentially one of your tokens. We'll take what we get. Orvar, the All Form, another Changeling. Instant sorcery spell, targets 1 or more permanents you control. Create a token that's a copy of one of those permanents, potentially a second Mysterio. This way, if he's getting removed, we just get a second copy instead. Whenever a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard this card, create a token that's a copy of target permanent instead. Both are helpful for what we're trying to do. Phyrexian Metamorph, giving us a copy of our favorite thing on the battlefield, probably Mysterio. Pol Jamar, Illusionist, enters the battlefield. Choose a creature type, either Illusionist or Villain, depends what we need. Draw a card for each creature you control of that type. We tend to have more illusions than we do villains, but we'll take what we get. Roaming Drone, allowing us to double up on Mysterio's ability, getting us double the number of tokens. Sakashima of Thousand Faces, getting a second Mysterio without being called Mysterio. Solemn Simulacrum, we're blinking quite a bit. We're creating a lot of copies, so this allows some additional lands. This allows some additional draw power. Spark Double, another way to double up on our Mysterios. Sun Double, same thing. And Titan of Litarja. Yep. Choose a creature type. Use that creature type. He's going to be a villain. And when he enters the battlefield or attacks, draw a card for each other creature you control. It shares the type. We could choose Illusion. We could choose Villain. Both of which are good options for this deck. On to the second half of the deck. We have Endless Evil. In order to create extra copies of Mysterio. They do go away, but if we have the Mirror Box, they don't go away. Whenever an enchanted creature dies, if that creature was a horror, return this card to its owner's hand. But yeah, we got a lot of copies of Mysterio, giving us a lot of villain tokens. Extravagant Replication, giving us another copy of Mysterio every turn. Oh, sorry, during your turn, not during every turn. Kindred Discovery, giving us a lot of draw power. Anytime whenever creature you control of the chosen type enters. So choose Villain, Villain enters, Illusion enters, draw a card. Doesn't care if it's cast, doesn't care how you got there. Leyline Transformation, other way to make everything into a villain, so that we get the most out of Mysterio's ability. Reflection of Litarja. Really? Oh, that's cool. And realize this actually lined up to the other card. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, copy that spell. Get a villain, get a second villain. This way, plenty of villains for Mysterio's ability. Vesuvian Diplomancy. When we cast the spell that targets only a single artifact or creature you control, create a token that's a copy of that artifact or creature, except it's not legendary. We like to break the legendary rule. What better way to do it than making it not legendary? For our instance, we have Aetherize for basically a board wiper for things attacking us. Offer you can't refuse for a counterspell. Arcane Denial for a counterspell. Blur in order to blink our Mysterio. Refresh the number of tokens. Counterspell for a counterspell. Ghostly Flicker for another blink to refresh our tokens. Mirror Match for another copy of Mysterio. Pongify for some removal. C Double for a second Mysterio. 3 steps ahead for a second copy of Mysterio, or just a counterspell. Depends what we need. And then for our sort, we also have a Glass Pool Mimic giving us a second Mysterio. Clone Legion. Why stop at just copying our stuff? For each creature target player controls, create a token that's a copy of that creature. We could also have it be all of our Mysterios plus all of our creatures. Especially if we're not breaking the legend rule. It's worth it. Distant Melody, choose a creature type, draw a card for each permanent you control of that type. Probably villain. Could be illusion in certain points of the game. Arencius, Vile Duplication, create a token that's a copy of target creature, except it's flying and isn't legendary. Give us a second Mysterio on the board for more illusions. Quantum Misalignment for more token copies. Raise the Palisades for more... Nope. Return creatures that aren't chosen type to their owner's hand for basically Cyclonic Rift, being Cyclonic Rift. Rite of Replication for 5 Mysterio... Well, actually 6 Mysterios, because you have the original one still. Especially if a Mirror Box on the battlefield. And then Zinder Split's Judgment. It's kind of like weird, like thinking like, oh, if this is like the first time I was playing the game, I probably would not have even attempted to read that. And for each player, choose friend or foe. Each friend creates a token that's a copy of a creature they control. For each foe, return a creature they control to its owner's hand. We could potentially make a lot of friends, especially if they have villains. Will be helpful for us. But that's the deck there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oh, wait, actually, I just realized something. For each non-token... Oh, you control it. I was just on the battlefield for a second. But yep, that's the deck there. If you guys enjoyed the video, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And like, comment, subscribe so you can stay tuned for future videos. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.